Hello everyone, and welcome to my GH Soap Opera Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. GH spoilers. Pregnant Portia delivers big news. Portia Robinson has been under pressure on General Hospital to undergo a pregnancy test after it was confirmed she was pregnant. The excellent doctor has been dragging her feet and doesn't want to know who her baby daddy is just now. GH teasers reveal this week Portia Robinson will disclose important news. Is she finally taking the highly anticipated paternity test? Curtis needs answers. Now General Hospital watchers know that Portia Robinson had no intention of exposing her pregnancy thus early on. Jordan Ashford grabbed her secret away from her and ratted her out to Curtis Jordan. Now, Curtis is pressing her to take a paternity test so that he knows whether or not he is the father. Portia made it quite apparent she loves her kid regardless of whether it is Curtis' baby or her co-worker Isaiah Gannon's baby. It's reasonable that Curtis wants to know now. Why should he stand by her for 9 months, just to find out that it's someone else's baby? Portia delivers news. The trouble is, conducting a DNA test before the baby is born involves needless dangers, and Portia doesn't want to put her precious pregnancy in danger. General Hospital teasers for next week reveal that Portia will give important news to someone, and we are hoping it's Curtis. Is she finally going to cave into his pressure and find out which man is her baby father? The last thing Portia wants is for Curtis to want to be with her just because she's pregnant with his baby. But, at this moment, he doesn't want to be with her at all since she keeps refusing to take the test. Is it finally time for the truth to come out? Who do you hope the father is? General Hospital spoilers. Lucy wants payback. Will it be against Sidwell or Ava? General Hospital spoilers suggest Lucy co-departed Windermere and Jen Sidwell in angry way on Monday. While she didn't precisely storm out, Lucy departed on terrible terms, leaving Sidwell bewildered as to what she could have expected from him when she dropped an ultimatum in his lap. Choose her or Ava Jerome. Sidwell made it extremely obvious that he doesn't entertain such requests, and he felt that would be enough for Lucy to lay down her arms. Instead, she adhered to her convictions and hightailed it out there, likely ruining the day he set foot in Port Charles. She swore Sidwell would be sorry, but who would truly wind up being the focus of Lucy's quest of vengeance? Lucy the loser? Well, that didn't go the way she was expecting it to. In fact, I'm not sure things could have gone much worse than when Sidwell glanced at Lucy and informed her there must be some type of misunderstanding. He wasn't about to pick, nor was he open to accepting the possibility that Ava isn't good enough for him to spend his time with. It appeared like Sidwell took Lucy off guard when she volunteered to fill him in on Ava's skeletons, and he informed her he's intimately aware of Ava's history, and hers. Ava handled herself with amazing elegance, walking out of this discussion, and knowing that she didn't need to remain around to battle for representation. GH spoilers tease she means business. Lucy is intent on making sure that Sidwell knows he made a mistake by not selecting her over Ava. To be honest, anyone who's been paying attention should be able to notice how much more time Sidwell has been spending with Ava than with Lucy. Moreover, they tend to have significantly more common interests. To me, it felt like Sidwell had been brushing Lucy off ever since he first came to town. She simply comes on too damned hard. But if she thinks Lucy pursuing him was rough, wait till he sees out how hard she goes after she loses. What lies ahead? Lucy could mean business, and she may be bent on making sure Sidwell pays for insulting her. But she also seems very set on seeing to it that she can stick it to Ava. Poor Ava. She kept her head high during her sparring bout with Lucy in Sidwell's living room. She understood when to go, and she was secure enough to know she wasn't going to lose Sidwell's attention simply because Lucy said so. Will Lucy be able to move past this with any semblance of the grace that Ava served up? Or is she ready to dig the hole deeper for herself? Will Sidwell become enemy number one? Or is Ava up first? GH spoilers. Maxi wakes up with amnesia. Thinks she's still married to Nathan? General Hospital fans have been counting down the return of Kirsten Storms as Maxi Jones for months, and the big day is now nearly here. Previews for February sweeps show the fan favorite will be waking up from her coma this month, and you won't want to miss a bit of the drama. Will Maxi have her memories when she wakes up though? Maxi wakes up. It wouldn't be a good soap opera coma if Maxi Jones didn't wake up from her slumber with a case of convenient forgetfulness. General Hospital watchers know that when Maxi went to sleep she was with Damian Spinelli. When she wakes up would she assume that she's still married to Nathan West? After mourning the death of her spouse Detective Nathan West for an admirable amount of time, Maxi recovered and went on with her baby daddy Spinelli and their daughter Georgie. Fast forward to August 2025, when Maxi was the victim of an attack by baddie Jen Sidwell. She escaped the deadly amount of poison, but lapsed into a coma and has been at a hospital in Boston ever since. An unexpected Nathan West reunion when Maxi checked out in August. She had no idea her deceased husband had returned to the land of the living. Nathan made Maxi a widow back in 2018. Ironically, he returned to Port Charles barely a month after his ex-wife was poisoned and flown off for a hospital stay in Boston. It's not rare for soap characters to come up from comas and have challenges with their memories. Sometimes individuals wake up and suffer short-term memory loss and assume it's a much earlier date. The General Hospital rumor mill is speculating that when Maxi wakes up this week, she could assume she's still married to Nathan. Imagine her horror when she finds out he's been hanging out with her old bestie Lulu Falconeri. Are you eager for Kirsten Storm's return to GH? Will she recall that Nathan West is not her husband anymore? GH's Mac and Felicia were a huge disappointment, and this is why. Anna's best pals weren't skeptical of how Anna ended up in a French psychiatric hospital. General Hospital's Anna has been abducted and emotionally abused. Her besties, Mac and Felicia, traveled to meet her when she was recovered in France. Then they just left her in a psychiatric institute. Really? Key takeaways: Mac, Felicia, and Emma visited Anna at a French mental hospital. Anna seems to have suffered a mental break. She informed her pals what truly happened to her, and they still deserted her. Jason, Valentine, Brennan, Dante, and Jocelyn all realized that something is extremely wrong. What happened to Mac and Felicia? Mac and Felicia are Anna's greatest pals. The three, along with Robert, go back decades and have all been spies, private investigators, or police enforcement at some time. They know each other better than anyone and are quite familiar with one another's pasts. The pair, together with Emma, traveled to check on Anna after she was found in France. She was in a dreadful state and yelling that she was abducted and that Faison is alive. To anyone without a history with Anna, it definitely seemed like she had a mental break. Mac and Felicia are not just anyone. They know Anna well enough to realize that something must have happened to put her in the situation she was in, and that something was not good. Emma seemed to distrust the narrative being presented, but her besties just went along with it. Then they left her there alone, and in tremendous peril. The least they could have done was stick around. No one else is buying it. When Anna's pals returned to Port Charles, they let everyone know of her situation. Anyone who knows Anna didn't believe the narrative. Valentine quickly declared it was a lie and said he wanted to assist the lady he loved, even if it meant getting caught himself. Both Dante and Brennan sensed something was wrong, and that the WSB was involved. The two are teaming up to get to the truth. Then there is Jason. Anna was savvy enough to convey a message to him through Felicia. He also noticed that she is in jeopardy, especially because she thinks Faison is alive. The wild card is Jocelyn, who heard the news via Emma. She has been reading Faison's book on Anna and is skeptical. So, Mac and Felicia, why didn't you believe your friend? General Hospital Cameron Matheson grateful for new hosting gig. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Drew Kane is living a nightmare right now, bedbound, unable to talk and move, knowing his wife, Willow Kane, is behind it all. With that stated, his portrayer, Cameron Matheson, is living his best life, with a new hosting role to be grateful for. Cameron Matheson's new opportunity. Matheson released an Instagram post yesterday with a lot of photographs and videos from the 33rd Movie Guide Awards, including some behind-the-scenes Polaroids. His IG caption read, "Honored to host the Movie Guide Awards in the heart of Hollywood." Matheson added, "A night that meant a lot to me, and an opportunity I'm deeply grateful for." In one video clip, Matheson was announced to the Movie Guide Awards stage as a leading man who looks suspiciously like he hasn't aged since his days on All My Children. He was also announced as the star of General Hospital and Great American Media's theatrical Another Sweet Christmas. In some photos, Matheson is seen on the red carpet, posing with Candace Cameron Bure and Paul Green. Danica McKellar, fellow Lovely American Family media star, attacked the comment section adding, "Was so great to see you." Matheson replied, "So lovely to see you too." The Movie Guide Faith and Values Awards Gala took place this past Saturday, February 6th, and will air on the GAF network, also to be streamed on the Great American Pureflix. Drew Kane saga. Meanwhile, Drew is locked in karma prison right now in his own house. Just learned that Willow not only shot him but was the reason for his stroke. He's relishing the bitter taste of his own scheming medicine. Speaking of, if Willow doesn't guarantee he gets a precise amount of a medicine, he may suddenly heal. So fans can see where this is leading. Still, who will wind up saving Drew after everything is said and done? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Is Drew receiving his just desserts? General Hospital's Steve Burton confirms GH exit. See all the details. General Hospital spoilers state that Steve Burton, who portrays Jason Morgan on the soap, admits that he is poised to depart GH and the land of Port Charles, and CDL has all the facts. Burton hopped on Instagram in the afternoon of Tuesday, February 10th, to offer followers a shocking update on his character, indicating he was going on break and quitting General Hospital. He shared a selfie of himself, looking pretty Jason-ish, and wrote the following heading on the picture. Hey everyone, I wanted to share that I'll be taking a short break from at General Hospital app. The headline also noted, I'm newly married and looking forward to spending some quality time with my family. I'm grateful for all the support and will be returning this summer. It wrapped up with, much love, SB. Burton's IG caption featured the precise same language. Of course, GH fans rushed the comment area with expressions of encouragement and support. While Burton is one of the top starring men on the daytime drama, he also happens to be a fan favorite. He'll be missed for sure, but thank God he's stressed the phrases short break. Burton's on-screen son, Asher Antonazan, who plays Danny Morgan, hopped in the comment section with well wishes that included, family first. See ya, soon. Burton has portrayed the character, Jason, on and off for 3 decades, assuming the job in 1991, when he was known as Jason Quartermain. Quartermain developed to Morgan in 1995, after a vehicle incident caused considerable brain damage to Jason. He swiftly discarded his wealthy kid character, ditched the preppy Q clothing, and changed into the black leather jacket wearing, Stone Cold. GH watchers know him as. While the actor did quit General Hospital in 2012, visiting Genoa City as he portrayed the young and the restless Dylan McAvoy during his time away, he would return to Port Charles in 2017. Still, Burton would once again depart the show in November 2021 after refusing to comply with ABC's COVID-19 policy, a rule that was introduced during the epidemic. Once it was dropped, the soap opened its doors back to Burton, and he made a spectacular comeback in March 2024. During his latest sabbatical from GH, the actor resurrected an Old Days of Our Lives role from the 80s, Harris Michaels. General Hospital teasers say that it'll be intriguing to watch how Jason quits the canvas and the cause for his departure, given he's recently reconciled with Dr. Britt Westbourne. Trina puts Joss on the spot. Tough questions, urgent warnings, and one astonishing moment rock Port Charles. Emphasis on Trina interrogating Joss, Lucas receiving a shock, and Jason offering a warning. Key takeaways: Trina questions Joss as secrets strain their connection. Jason issues a severe warning amid mounting danger. Lucas is startled by a surprising revelation. There are questions. Will there be answers? Trina and Joss are besties, but you wouldn't know it right now. Do they even realize they haven't been spending much time together? Obviously, they have their own distinct lives, each with its own particular brand of drama. Trina's been drowning in chaotic family troubles, while Joss has taken it upon herself to induce blackouts, infiltrate Windmere, and investigate Faison, while being benched as a WSB agent. But it feels like the buddies don't interact much these days. Wednesday will be different, as the weekly spoilers reveal that Trina questions Joss. Perhaps Trina finds Faison's book that Joss checked out of the library. Regardless, Joss has been behaving closed off and secretive, and maybe Trina wants answers. Joss should have her own questions for an equally closed-off and strange Trina, however. After all, she is hiding a few things, including violating the law the night of Drew's shooting. Sunny and Jason update. Sunny and Jason are juggling a lot, and each circumstance contains high-stakes repercussions. Jason, especially, has to cope with Sunny's Sidwell problem. He's worried about Michael, is attempting to help Britt, and now he understands Anna is in a world of trouble. And he doesn't even know that Carly is concealing Valentine. According to teases, Jason sends a warning on Wednesday, Meanwhile, Sunny gives strategic guidance, who receives the benefit of his wisdom. Hopefully, he doesn't constantly offering Michael advice to take it easy on Willow. In other Port Charles news, look for Charlotte to gain some food for thought. This might be about Danny, but it could also be about her dad or Nina. Maybe Charlotte obtains another viewpoint on what she overheard the previous day between Nina and Brennan. She presently believes Nina's a traitor to her dad, but maybe she hears something different. Elsewhere, Lucas may want to get the hell away from Spoon Island and Pascal, but he'll do everything for his boyfriend. That's why he continues accepting to remain at Windmere. He may be oblivious of just how shady Marco is, but how much longer can that continue? We're hopeful he'll find out shortly. On Wednesday, Lucas is stunned. Maybe he sees anything that might start to make him wonder how engaged Marco really is in Sidwell's plan. Or he may run into Carly on Spoon Island, because we know she will be traveling there instead of Valentine this week. Alexis catches Danny's lie. Sidwell welcomes Carly. Portia's decision. Alexis Davis detected Danny Morgan's lie while Sidwell welcomed Carly Spencer, and Portia Robinson made a decision. At the Quartermaine estate, Tracy Quartermaine was astonished to see Cody Bell reading Pride and Prejudice, so Cody explained the problem with Molly Lansing Davis' work and the foolish character inspired by him. Molly felt Cody was like Mr. Darcy, but Cody wasn't getting the connections. Tracy pointed out the standard romance narrative pattern of the female character not like her love interest until later finding him fascinating. Tracy urged Cody to keep reading to comprehend and feel gratified that Molly thought about him all those months while she was writing. Cody still appeared anxious that he wasn't clever enough for Molly, but Tracy soothed him and indicated he could control what occurred in real life. At the nail salon, Molly lashed out at Christina Corinthos Davis for sending her work to her literary agency behind her back and kicking off all this drama with Cody. Christina felt convinced that Cody would get over it and would eventually be pleased once her book was a major smash. However, Molly wasn't ready to commit when it came to getting the book published yet. Meanwhile, Lucy Coe also attended the nail salon following her breakup from Sidwell, but Ava Jerome spoiled her attempt to relax and prompted Lucy to depart suddenly. At GH, Portia opened up to Elizabeth Baldwin about how great things were going with Isaiah Gannon, but she was scared everything might change if the baby belonged to Curtis Ashford. However, Portia realized that it may pose even more complications with Trina Robinson if the kid belonged to Isaiah. There was also the question of all the custody turmoil that may occur if Curtis was the father. So it was a stressful mess that Portia was avoiding. Liz finally helped Portia recognize that not knowing was worrying her out too, so Portia decided it was time to obtain a paternity test. At the Quartermaine estate, Danny thanked Alexis for coming and stated he needed help with a genealogical assignment for school. However, it immediately became evident that Danny was more interested in knowing about Charlotte Cassadine and where she fell in the Cassadine family tree. Alexis stated that Nikolai was Danny's great-great-grandfather and Charlotte's great-grandfather. Danny appeared glad to realize their lone mutual ancestor was born many years ago. At Sonny Corinthos' apartment, Jason Morgan offered him news on the problem with Anna Devane and concerned he'd missed warning indications that she was poised to go off the rails before she left. Jason also felt horrible for remaining behind to support Britt Westbourne whenever Anna showed back up with all these Caesar Faison accusations in France. Since Anna sent Felicia Scorpio to Jason with a message, he believed maybe Anna did that for a reason. Sonny contemplated the notion that Anna only needed mental treatment. When Alexis dropped by Sonny's apartment later, she cautioned Jason about Danny's project being a pretext for his interest in Charlotte. Alexis felt Danny may be willing to discuss things with his dad that he wasn't willing to share with his grandma. Jason met up with Danny at the Q-Manse eventually and let him know he was available if his kid needed to chat. Danny felt Jason knew the project was bogus and disclosed that he was actually researching into Charlotte's Cassadine ancestry. Back with Sonny, he indicated to Alexis that Charlotte and Danny were an excellent fit when it came to being thrill-seekers. Alexis was terrified of it, which is why she offered Jason updates and urged him to talk with Danny. Lucy approached Sonny alone later and astonished him by stating she wanted him to polish Sidwell's clock. At Carly's house, she persisted on traveling to Windmere in Valentine Cassadine's place despite how much she loathed deceiving Lucas Jones. Valentine pushed Carly to fabricate an excuse to check the wine basement and see whether the subterranean entry was still there, but the most important thing was keeping safe. As long as Carly played things cool, She could potentially earn another invitation and return to Windermere later. At Windermere, Lucas caught paths with Pascal, who was back from France and giving him an attitude as usual. Lucas accused Pascal of being envious of his connection with Marco Rios, but Pascal alluded about Lucas being egotistical and naive to what was truly happening. After Marco popped up and shut Pascal down, he distracted Lucas with a kiss and sought to smooth things over. Since Sidwell had eavesdropped on Pascal's altercation with Lucas, he indicated Pascal needed to remain in line if he wanted to stick around. Lucas was important to Marco, who was important to Sidwell, and that meant Lucas was important to Sidwell, too. After a lengthy conversation about the Yana plan going well, Sidwell informed Pascal they could let her cook for a bit. When Carly came up at the door moments later, Sidwell allowed her inside. Since Carly pretended she was on an atonement mission, Lucas was taken aback. General Hospital spoilers predict Carly will use Lucas to her advantage in the next episodes, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel without missing any update.